유럽에도 한국의 정서와 비슷한 나라가 있습니다. 한국에 육개장이 있다면 헝가리에는 굴라시가 있죠. 헝가리 묵동들이 넓은 초원에서 불을 피우고 먹었다는 굴라시는 과연 어떤 맛일까요? 다정한 첩보 가부를 주한 헝가리 대사 부부의 초대를 받아 대사가 살고 있는 관저에서 맛있는 굴라시를 먹었습니다.
안녕하세요. 주한 헝가리 대사와의 보리입니다. It's really a great pleasure and an honor to welcome you to our residence. This is usually how we Hungarians embrace our guests, our friends. We usually, when they arrive, offer them something to eat and something to drink before the serious things start at the dining table. So here is actually our famous pogácsa and some of the sausages, salami as we call them, or smoked sausages. This is what we call pálinka. This is the Hungarian fruit brandy. This is actually foie gras. Of which Hungary is the second largest producer in the world and the largest exporter. So, bon appétit, if I might suggest.
못 따라겠어.
You will try that. It's not easy. Although the two languages are related, as you may know, Hungarian and Korean. They are in the same language family, the Ural-Altai language.
알타이?
Appa, Aputsi?
아빠. 예.
Same. Appa?
어떻게? 아빠? 나 파파? 아빠라고 그래요? 아빠.
Appa is the same exactly.
아하.
Appa is different. It's anya.
But it's clear that Hungarians came from Asia. So again, these things have remained with us, including the names. We use our names the same way as you do. Family name first, then the given name, exactly like you. You use the same dates, like year, month, and day, just like in Asia. This is a very special Hungarian wine, Irsai Olivér, it is only produced in Hungary.
Wi-Fi.
와이파이.
Eat your plate close to it.
네.
This is actually a replica of the old, big kettles in which they used to cauldrons in which they used to cook a goulash over open fire in the puszta. Now we have the small version. Goulash means the word means herdsman, the one who is looking after the cattle, and this is actually the herdsman who prepared their dish, their food, goulash, over open fire. So they put together beef.
Onion first. The brown onion, that's the main ingredient. Paprika spice. The beef. Usually we make it with beef. Some parts of Hungary they make it from pork or other, but originally it's beef.
Potato.
And potato, carrot, and then this special Hungarian pasta, small pasta. That's what we add at the end.
There is probably a confusion. If you have already had goulash, you might not have had the Hungarian version, because the international version, which is basically how the Germans and the Austrians reinterpreted the Hungarian goulash, is not a soup. It's not a soup, it's just a stew.
stew.
And the Hungarian version is strictly a soup. It has become associated with goulash so much that a certain period in our history came also be called Goulash communism. Goulash communism was the time in Hungary in the 60s, 70s and 80s, which basically meant to say that it was a more affluent and happier version of communism in Central and Eastern Europe.
오래도록 하잖아요. 한 어느 정도 끓인 거라고 해야 될까요?
5 hours, and then it's always better if you prepare it one day before you have it settled, and then the next day it's even better. It needs some time to, I don't know,
to get together.
Paprika spice is the only thing actually brought from Hungary to this dish. All the other ingredients are available in Korea as well.
The word paprika comes from Hungary. So this is a Hungarian word which now the entire world uses, but the original word paprika is Hungarian. It's a Hungarian word. It's dog breast,
네.
which is one of the most popular dishes in Hungary. And this very special Hungarian side dish, which is tocsny, made from potatoes.
Potato.
Yeah.
Grated potato.
Yeah.
Zserbó, the confectionery in Churchill. This is actually the zserbó slice, which is next to your ice cream. This is probably the most quintessential, the most traditional Hungarian cake you get whenever you visit a Hungarian family in their home. Zserbó is almost always there.
Like 200 years old.
Well, this one is from today, or but the shop is 160 years old.
That in zserbó pieces are mixed with the ice cream, and when the ice cream is done, you mix it with small pieces of zserbó, the cake itself, and then that's the specialty. That's why it's called zserbó ice cream.
Now, this is the wine that the French king Louis XIV called the king of wines and the wine of kings.
Oh, wine of kings.
There are other dessert wines in the world, like port wine, for instance. But
Or
port
ice
wine, ice wine, but port wine has some added alcohol, so you need to. It's fortified. This is natural wine, so it's. Yeah, well, we are certainly proud of our inventors, our Nobel laureates, of whom there are 13 in the world, which from a country of 10 million, it's really quite a high number. Certainly culturally, we have had a lot of contributions to world culture, in cinema, music, Bartók, Liszt, Kodály, just to name probably the three most famous ones. The Oscar winners, last year and the year before we have won, Oscar prizes in Hollywood for our movies. This is a diverse society, a very nice story. We are certainly proud of our athletes. Hungary is among the most successful countries in Olympic Games, having won nearly 500 medals at Summer Olympics so far. Hungary won its very first gold medal at Winter Olympic Games. We are not a winter sports nation, but we have won our very first Winter Olympic gold medal at short track speed skating in Gangneung. So again, Hungarians are now very, very happy and proud. Relatively small number of Hungarians, 10 million living in Hungary. But let me just add very briefly that our history has been just as turbulent and difficult as Korean history. A lot of fights, wars, whatnot. So as a result of this turbulence and all the difficulties, now we have 5 million Hungarians living outside Hungary. So generally we have 10 million at home, but 5 more million Hungarians make us even stronger.